Hey, good evening and blessings out there, Facebook. What's going on? It's your man, Rod Hickman, with Generational Wealth Builders, where poverty ends with us. Listen, so glad to be coming to you tonight here at the office, GWB headquarters here in the metropolitan city of Covington. Super excited to be here. Had a good week. It's still Life Insurance Awareness Month, but I guess I kind of forgot about that last week because I guess I may have gotten a little carried away with the Florida Tennessee game, of which the Gators won, and actually quite decisive win. So, we're super excited about that. And, y'all know I'm petty, so y'all pray for me. But look, Insurance Awareness Month. Wanted to let you know one of the safest products out there for your retirement is what's called life insurance retirement planning. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit tonight because the earlier you get started, the more you get to a chance to take advantage of the eighth wonder of the financial world, which is compound interest. And that's what I wanted to talk about tonight because I'm super. I'm always elated when I'm able to sit down with good people that come in and like, bro, what is it that you do? Just let me see. I mean, I hear you, but let me see. And I love for people to come by and just to sit down and we chop it up and things of that nature, and for them to open their eyes and see how you've actually got to take control of your retirement. If you don't take control of your retirement, your future self is going to be a little mad with you, right? A lot of times we're like, well, I was taught this or I was not taught that. But again, we always encourage people start asking questions. Y'all know me, question everything, right? You want to question those things, right? Why do I get a 401k? What's the value of a 401k? What's a 403b? What's the value of a 403b? What is life insurance retirement planning? So, in a nutshell, what I'll tell you, life insurance retirement planning is it's a simple yet efficient way to be able to prepare for your retirement where you have zero risk of your money's being lost. Your money is protected, as well as you get what's called compound interest. As I said earlier, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the financial world. Why do I say that? Because whether you know it or not, your money will more than just multiply, it will duplicate. And that's what you want. However, there are two things we're going to talk about tonight behind compound interest. And I just want you to see that compound interest can be a good thing, but compound interest can also be a bad thing. And I'm going to see if any of my viewers out there know what I mean when I say it's going to be a bad thing. Again, please like, share this video, post in the chats. We'd love to be able to respond back and forth with you. So let's talk a little bit about compound interest. So what compound interest is, it is the way in which your money that you're investing, whether you put it in a bank account, whatever the case may be, whatever vehicle you use to grow your money, it allows the interest that you gain not to just add interest. And what I mean by that is with simple interest, the easiest way I can say it is if you have a simple interest rate, basically what it's going to say is if you earn, based on your money, you earn $50 this year, and then next year you'll earn $50. They're just going to basically pay you that, right? That $100. Whereas compound interest will say, what interest rate are you getting? If you earn $50 this year, depending on your interest rate next year, you may earn $75 the next year. And then after that, it'll look at that balance and say, you got $125 this year. Now the next year you may be at $250. You see what I'm saying? So it multiplies, whereas simple interest basically adds. It basically say this plus this is that. But compound interest multiplies. And so that's why it is definitely the secret sauce behind the life insurance retirement products, because it's going to cause your money to grow exponentially, which is what you want. Now, y'all know me, and I'm gonna bring up my what's called chart. Y'all know I'm gonna bring it up, the 401k trap chart. Y'all know I'm gonna bring that up because I want us to understand exactly what you're dealing with, right? Now, with that being said, compound interest, the earlier you start, the better, right? The earlier you start with compound interest, the better. That means that you have more time for your money to multiply. And that's what you want, right? Y'all know I have a product where a 18-year-old person. So listen, if you just graduated high school, if you got a job and you think you grown, I'm talking to you right now. If you're 18 years old, I have a product where you can put $200 a month in. By the time you're at age 67, you'll have about $6.2 million. That's some real good money to retire on. You can retire before that, but I just go to 67 because everybody like, well, I want to stay there until I get my Social Security, so that's why I use 67. But you'll have $6.2 million. Yes, just by doing $200 a month. Why? Because of compound interest. That's what I'm trying to show you, baby. You may get started at 25, and at 25, if you do that, you'll have about $3 million by the time you get to age 67. You get what I'm saying? But notice now, notice your contribution amount is going down, but you're still taking advantage of that compound interest. And while 6 million is better than 3 million, how many of you know is better than not knowing? And that's one of the things that plague us today. So many people are retiring, those that can retire, but those, some people can't even retire simply because they don't have enough money to live off of, right? They invested in a 401k their whole career, 30, 40 years. And then here we go again now. I ain't gonna just put it all on the 401k, right? Sometime folk be in their pension off that 401k. So you don't need to pinch off your retirement. Again, all of our clients, I always sit them down and I tell them, listen, that is not your money. It is your money, but that's the money for your future self. So don't rob your future self trying to do something today, right? Let's start a IUL or Index Universal Life policy. That's going to give you about 6.42% annual rate of return. So now you're growing your own money. You're not even putting money toward the 401k because we rolled that over into a fixed index annuity. That's over there tumbling and growing. And now all of a sudden you're on your way to generational wealth. That's our formula. But either way, let me get back to it. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of compound interest, right? So one of the pros are it will help you build long-term investments. It will. It will just help you. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal. Now, let's talk about what it'll do. It can also mitigate any kind of wealth erosion risk, meaning that you're making more money because of the compound interest, so the inflation won't catch up on you, right? And right now, everybody know that word inflation, right? Where your money is not worth what it used to be. $20 back in the day used to mean something. Now $20 ain't nothing, right? Can we just be honest? It used to be all right, like you had one of them big head Honda, but guess what? You break that, man. Listen, you might have a thing of milk, maybe a thing of Degree deodorant or something like that. You ain't got much left after you break that 100, right? But either way, so what it does, compound interest mitigates the erosion risk. So again, it fights against inflation. And then last but not least, it can definitely help you out when you're repaying loans, right? When you start repaying those loans, it's going to actually help you out. Now, let's talk about the downsides of compound interest. Now, this is what I want you to know, and I want you to just think about this real quick. So just think about this. When your money is growing in the bank, they give you a low rate of return. They give you a low interest rate. But notice how when you're borrowing money, you get a high interest rate. Has anybody else noticed that? When you're taking your money, you're putting it in the bank. They're basically saying, okay, yeah, we'll hold your money for 1%. And I know I'm not lying to be lying. I'm just saying. I'm trying to be nice. But I know there's some bank out there that's probably giving 1%. I don't know which one. But anyway, we'll give you 1% annual rate of return on your money. Well, according to the rule of 72, that means whatever money that is, it's going to take that money 72 years to double. Do you have 72 years to wait for your money to double? No, you ain't got 72 years to wait. But that's how compound interest works. Now, like I said, when it comes to where you put your money, the interest rate is low. Like with banks, the interest rate is super low. But when it comes to debt, they have no problem whatsoever, especially if you got that janky credit. especially if your credit is like in the threes and the fours or something like that, and five. I ain't knocking or nothing like that. I'm just saying, if you're gonna mess around and have a high interest rate, I'm just telling you the truth, like the Lord loves. You go to these little payday loan places, look at that interest rate, and the rule of 72 still works. So think about it. If you're getting 2% return on your money, it's going to take your money 36 years to double. But watch this. If you're paying a 20 to 25% interest rate, how long is it going to take your money to double? How long is it going to take that debt to double? You want to know why you're still paying so much stuff? Because you've not looked at that interest rate, and what you're literally doing, especially if you're buying a car, you literally buy a car and a half or a car and a quarter, right? Because that interest rate is going up, and don't mess around and miss a payment or two. Ooh, Jesus. Because then they start hitting you upside the head, higher, 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 and you mess around and pay for a Lexus, but you got like a Chevy Spark or something like that. All because of the interest rate. And that's the secret sauce behind compound interest. The secret sauce is it can either work for you or it can work against you, right? So to take the best advantage of the compound interest, first thing first, especially when it comes to retirement, is that you've got to start early. You can't wait till it's late to start doing your retirement, right? Come on here, folks. I know. Well, I know we got every excuse about why we waited so late to do our retirement, and then we think, well, I gotta let little Junebug, and I hope little Junebug make it in the league. Well, what if Junebug don't make it in the league? What you gonna do? You still have to live, right? Well, I invested everything in him. We can't keep doing that. We've got to be wise with our money. Let me give you Bible now. This is Bible. I was talking with someone about this the other day. It's amazing to me how the parable of the talent, we don't look at that for what it is. That is a direct lesson about resources and how you use resources, right? The parable of the talent, for those that aren't Bible readers, it goes like this. There was a master, and he had 3 servants, and he gave each one of them a talent according to their ability. So he gave one guy 5, he gave one guy 2, he gave one guy 1. And so what happened is, when the master came back, he came to the dude that had 5, like, hey, what you got, bro? And the guy was like, well, listen, master, I went out and made 5 more. He doubled his money. That's an example of compound interest. He gained compound interest. Watch this. He goes to the brother with 2 and say, hey, my man, what we got going on here? Well, master, you gave me 2. I went back and made you 2 more. Bet that. Let me get that. My man, 100. Then he gets to the one guy that he gave 1 talent. And he told that guy, hey, my man, what'd you do? What you got? Well, bro, look at here, man. I know how you are, man. And I know, man, that, you're a hard man and stuff like this here, bro. So I didn't want to lose your money. So what I did, man, I just put it in the ground, man. Make sure I can get your money back. And watch this. Now, these are words in red. So if you got a cheat Bible, that's Jesus talking. He said, you couldn't at least put my money in the bank and got me no interest on my money. You couldn't at least put my money in the bank and got no interest on it. Now, again, I know we could also equate that to our servitude to the Lord. I know that could be equated to salvation. But listen at what he's saying. You couldn't have put it in the bank and got me no usury. You couldn't have got me no interest on my money. So if the master is talking about interest and compound interest, come on here. You and I must be thinking about that as well, right? Especially when it comes to your retirement, right? So compounding can work for you when you're making loan repayments. However, as I was telling you, on the flip side, well, let me get the right words over here. But on the flip side, folks, it can work against you. And when it works against you, if you're making the minimum payments on them credit cards, shame now. Shame. That's when compound interest is going to tear you a new one. Because what's happening is you basically keep resetting the debt. That's all you're doing. You're basically allowing them to say, oh, this is the minimum payment. So it's going to take you 24 months to pay off $500. Wait, what? No, bro. No, no, no. No, no, no. But again, that compound interest, you're not gonna pay back 500, you're gonna pay back 1,500, depending on that interest rate, right? Because again, compound interest works against you, right? And here's the thing. It is challenging to calculate, meaning they, depending on the way a lender sets up that contract, man, you don't know about how you're going to pay for that. You don't know what it's going to be. But what I can tell you is that that compound interest works against you. So like I said, point I'm making, circling back. When it comes to your debt, they give you a high interest rate. When it comes to your money growing in a bank, they give you a low interest rate. So what you have to do in order to take advantage of your money, in order to be a wealth builder for your family, is that you have to go and be able to get a higher rate of return for your money. That's the only thing that you can do. That is literally the only thing that you can do. And so I want you all, as I got on tonight, I want you all to think about that. I want you to start looking at your policy. I want you to start looking at your bank account. You know, I had a good friend of mine come by here today. Me and him sat down and chopped it up for an hour and some change. Just again, just vibing, just chopping it up. And you know, here's the thing about it: banks know how to grow money. I'm gonna say that one more time. Banks know how to grow money, and what a bank is gonna do, a bank is gonna go and get a cash value life insurance policy. They're going to make it a high dollar cash value life insurance policy. Why? Because it's going to pay them back a higher rate of return utilizing compound interest. That's what they're going to do. And then they're going to turn around and give you some peanuts for your troubles. That ain't right. That ain't straight by no means. And so that's why we've got to make sure that we're educating ourselves on what's going on out here. Again, I'm not against banks. I'm not anti-bank. I use a bank. But what you must understand is you can't expect a bank to grow your money, because they're not. They're growing the money for themselves. And then they're going to let you hold a little something. But it's your money. Same thing with life insurance. I'm going to say this and I'm out. I try to educate people all the time that when it comes to whole life policies, right? Be very, very careful with the whole life policy. Please, folks, be very careful with the whole life policy, because it is not meant for you. And if you think I'm lying, I want you to go and look at your policy. It's still Life Insurance Awareness Month. Go look at your policy and you will see exactly what I'm saying. You'll see exactly what I'm saying. That's not your money. And I want you to be in a place where you are able to maximize your money, because it is your money. So listen, so that's my time for tonight. Just wanted to get on for a few ticks and wrap with y'all. Again, compound interest, it's the secret sauce behind becoming wealthy. It really is. Or it can keep you in the poorhouse. So you better treat it right. You better make sure that you're utilizing compound interest in the proper way and not letting compound interest lead you around, because it will. It will. Like I say, I dare you. Go look at your credit card information. Go look at that interest rate. Go look and see what they say is going to be if you borrow that money. Like if you get cash off that card, go look and see what it say. And see if Rod telling the truth, or see if Rod is out here on some other stuff. All right. Well, listen, folks, God bless y'all. It was so good to be on here tonight. Love y'all. Listen, in October, first week of October, I have a surprise for y'all. I have a family member who has won at the highest levels. And so he is going to be on, we're going to have our podcast. I'll get back with you as far as the date is concerned, but just be on the lookout. Got a real big name that's going to be on our podcast where we talk about, just kingdom principles and kingdom financial principles, just chopping it up. But I want you all to be prepared to watch that. And again, if you have any questions or whatever that you want to ask, once I put out the flyer, you know what I mean, we can go ahead on and do that. So And I'm gonna just kind of let you know he's in the sports arena. So I know a lot of people are gonna be like, man, that for real, bro. Exactly right. And I ain't gonna tell you, not tonight. But anyway, be on the lookout for that. And we hope that you all will continue, man. Listen, continue to understand that knowledge is not power until it's applied. Right? Knowledge is not power until it's applied. You can have an 18-wheeler full of gas ready to go. And you can rev that engine all you want to. But I'm telling you, until you put that truck transmission into drive, it ain't going nowhere. Love y'all so much. Have a good night, and God bless y'all. Take care. Bye-bye now.